Is this what managing to be human is really about then? Moving from controlling to trusting?
We have a couple of examples that didn't work well for us. So one of the things that we started to learn from is starting to put all control in centrally. So group head office would issue out guidelines. Simple things like if we were changing the payment terms for some of our suppliers, they'd issue out one rule for about 600 suppliers to say no exceptions. So there's no trust given to the finance people on any of the sites, there's no trust given to the operations people. It's simply one rule because group decided, hold on, we're not in a position where we can make a mistake here, we're going to have to tighten in the reins and make sure everyone follows the list of guidelines.
If you try and unify too much, are you somehow destroying creativity, innovation, and actually, in a way, applying a kind of one-size-fits-all groupthink hat on everybody, and perhaps there might even be, and none of this is intended, of course.
We still put a lot of rules and guidelines around, so for one store to go from profit-making to loss-making is too big a risk because they cross over into a loss-making store. And the most natural thing for most of us to do is to try and put more controls into place because we're at a point where the risk is too great not to do it. So it's building back a place of trust and empowering and giving the skills to your team to be able to run the business. And I think a lot of the message behind it, once you start to trust that and realise that most people, once you're accused, but not everybody, has a lot more value to add to the business and can run much better, and then recognising where you need to be putting in guidelines and rules because you do need to make sure that the business survives. So it's getting it right and it's getting the balance between both.
I suppose in terms of managing the control aspect of it, we looked at great ideas there around the audit on what there's necessary to keep the checks and rules in place. We looked at kind of in terms of the language that was being used around the audit, that maybe a better language could be used, and that people could be included more into shaping that, and also that the compliance section could be held kind of separately from some of the other work that can be done to build trust. More trust and more freedom within the organisation for people. So keep that separate to the compliance and audits.
Centering control and creating uniformity with endless rules and guidelines can look safe, but can actually inhibit the awareness and intelligence of our people, which is our greatest safeguard once they are included and understand the why of things.